Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm so sorry, guys. It has been over a month, I believe. Last video went up. I know I've had PC issues and stuff like that. I'm going to make another video on top of that. But we got the new PC upgraded and going, which I think is really cool. Let's get into what I really want to talk about. Going on with Ubisoft. What in the hell is happening? Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. People were upset about it, which I understand. Japan Prime Minister got into it. And then on top of that, the game is not doing hot. There are some creators that are giving their honest opinions and reviews about the game. And because of that, people are giving this content creator death threats because they are not happy. Like, can we just, what happened to, like, I agree to disagree, or I respectfully disagree with what you think about the game? When you see XDefiant go into, you know, like when they found out that it's being shut down and people were talking smack about it, what, like, did we pose any death threats to them? No, we're just like, okay, well, we got, let's see, at the time of this recording, we got 3 months, less than 3 months left of playing that game. And we're like, cool, we'll just make the most out of it. Like, that's pretty much all we're going to be doing and things like that. But it's just insane. Like, this has happened. Now, on top of the results of Ubisoft saying like, oh, we had 3 million players, we had 2 million players, not copies sold or anything. Apparently they're not doing so hot because now Ubisoft forms a $4 billion gaming subsidiary with Chinese tech giant Tencent for major IPs like Assassin's Creed amid reported financial devastation. So if you guys don't know what that means, basically, yeah, they didn't do so hot. And Tencent, they have always been like lurking in the shadows. They're like, hey, you know, they're not doing so well. When, like, we should buy them out or we should take ownership of them. Like, what should we do? And I know their boss is like, hold on, you know, like the meme where it's like Woody, where he's like, hold on, let them cook. It's like that, but it's like, no, let the price go down even more. And then we will make our move, which is honestly, it's like a 5-head move. It's like a top chess player IQ move. That's what I personally think. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. I haven't read this article or anything. You guys know me. Ubisoft. So they said Ubisoft has formed a new gaming subsidiary alongside Chinese company Tencent for its major IPs like Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry. So they're pretty much trying to save those IPs, which is fair. Yeah, it's fair. Ubisoft is hemorrhaging money, as we all know from what happened. That much has been clear since the release of the catastrophic Q3 a fiscal year 25 earnings report, which revealed a company in freefall. Net bookings plunged 51.8% year over year in Q3 alone. Digital bookings fell 33.8%. Player recurring investment, the bread and butter of live service games, dropped 33.7%. Holy crap. And the company's debt to EBITDA, which I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'll have to figure that out. Ratio now sits at a nightmarish negative 21.1 times, I guess, or X. I'm not, like I said, I'm not entirely sure about that with that one. Suggesting Ubisoft is losing money at a rate that makes its financial model unsustainable even before taxes, interest, and amortization are factored in. That is insane. So they are on a big old struggle bus. So when Ubisoft suddenly announced this week that it had created a new gaming subsidiary backed by a $1.6 billion billion euro, which is a $1.25 billion investment from Chinese tech giant Tencent, investors were understandably confused. Why would a company circling the drain be launching bold new ventures? People are like saying that it's I want to say like taking a cut out of it. Like, you know, when people say like tax breaks and stuff like that, people were saying stuff like that. That's what I've been seeing like when I was away and everything. But I don't know, because there has been an issue with Ubisoft where investors were even like, what the hell is going on? Because an investor found out that Ubisoft were doing some deals with, were in talks with companies like Microsoft, Tencent, and like other companies as well about, you know, being bought by them or being acquired. So I'm like, that is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So yeah. All right. So let's see here. Tencent's investment is a lifeline in disguise, pretty much. Ubisoft framed the move as a strategic push to build game ecosystems build game ecosystems designed to become truly evergreen and multi-platform. The new subsidiary will house Ubisoft's most valuable IPs, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. The company emphasized improved creative capacities, greater narrative quality, and multiplayer innovation. But the real story is buried beneath the PR fluff. This isn't about innovation, it's about liquidity. Yes. I think where they're going with this is if the company were to, Ubisoft side, decided to go down, these IPs don't go away. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, I don't think they would go away. Now the other ones, I don't know. Ghost Recon and like those games and stuff, I don't know about those. Hopefully we hear something about that. Like hopefully they want to do something with Ghost Recon, because please, I would love to have another Ghost Recon game, but like, I mean, classic tactical Ghost Recon, like Ghost Recon Island Thunder, Ghost Recon Original, like those ones. I love those. Ghost Recon 2 was pretty good too, but like I'd rather have those. I want to have those type of games again. Those games were fun. Ubisoft is in dire financial straits. Rather than announce a full scale or admit the depths of its crisis, the company carved off its crown jewels into a new entity and sold a piece to Tencent, 25% from what I've heard or seen. It's a tactic straight from the corporate survival playbook. Raise fast cash by leveraging what little value remains. Ubisoft values the subsidiary at 4 billion euros, using a conveniently flattering x4 sales or 4 times sales multiple from fiscal year 23 to 25. Despite the fact that fiscal year 25 is shaping up to be one of the company's worst years in memory. Hiding collapse behind a PR curtain. Everybody loves PRs, I guess. All right. The announcement also strategically arrived just days after the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which Ubisoft has heavily implied will be the saving grace. But despite Ubisoft's efforts to spin the title as a success, the numbers tell another story. Yeah, we'll look at the numbers after this, because it's pretty bad. So let's see here. Ubisoft claims Shadows has reached 2 million players, but was careful not to say units sold. Many believe that the figure includes users of Ubisoft's subscription service, which boasts over 1.5 million subscribers. Since those subscribers get access to Shadows as part of their monthly fee, it's possible that the 2 million players figure is inflated by passive access rather than actual sales. Yeah, so I've heard about that one, and it's what people have done is people already had Ubisoft Plus accounts, or people just got them just to get Assassin's Creed, so they don't have to pay full $70 price. They pay like, I think it was like $10 or something like that. I don't know, but they get like, they pay the non-market MSRP. Let me put it that way. They don't pay that, which saves them good money. But then after that, they immediately cancel their account. They cancel their accounts to not be, hit with a recurring charge and things like that, which is fair. So the thing is, it doesn't cancel the whole service and everything right there and then. They're like, okay, well, you pay, well, the next reoccurring period, you know how it is when they will cancel the whole thing. So, or you will lose access to it. So people have pretty much a month to play this game and beat it, and give their thoughts on it, and then whatever, which I think is a fair thing. But that is crazy. So people that have done that, they're like, oh, well, they're added to the player count, which something that is like, when it comes to subscriptions and stuff like that, like, how with PlayStation, with Xbox, Nintendo, Steam, all those things like that, like, well, I can't say Steam, because Steam is actually free itself. But like seeing all these other things, like whether you have like being part of the ecosystem and or being part of this system where it's like, you have to pay for it and everything like that. Like it's weird. Like to me, personally, it's weird, but I mean, what do I know? I don't work in a corporate for these hardware companies or these companies that produce hardware. So I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just very weird. Even when EA did like they have their EA Play, which is like a subscription base. I was like, it's weird. Like, why don't you just make a game that's good? Make games that are good, and then just, I don't know, people will actually buy them. People will put in, like, will actually pay the money for the games, but lately over the years, the games haven't been well. Like, in the comments down below, let me know, when was the last time you had like just a really good year where you had really good games? I mean, it was the talk of the town and everything, back to back to back to back, to the point where you're like, I don't have the money to purchase these games. I gotta choose which games, but I'm like, I want to buy this game, but then I really want to play this game too. Like, let me know in the comments what year. Like, I'm very curious, because for me personally, it goes back to early 2000s when the Xbox 360 came out. When you had Gears of War, you had Halo 3, you had all these games that came out, and you're just like, you just didn't know what to get, what to buy. Even when Skate came out, like, holy crap, it's just insane. All right, so going further, on Steam, Shadows peaked at just 64,825 concurrent players, with numbers now hovering in the 30,000s. That's worse than BioWare's such criticized Dragon Age: The Veilguard, a game that has been the target of widespread backlash. For Ubisoft, this is an ambiguous red flag. A flagship Assassin's Creed title failing to generate strong PC numbers indicates not just weak interest, but fading brand power. And also what I've heard with Assassin's Creed, that people even have high-end PCs. People are having optimization issues and stuff like that on PC. So I'm like, holy, that is insane. And also people are saying like Assassin's Creed is more of a console-based game, but people said they were having issues on console as well. So it's insane. I have a copy of the game. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to play it on over the weekend. I'll be live streaming it on Twitch and YouTube and everything like that. So we'll see. A surrender in stages. The Tencent deal isn't about creative freedom or player-focused innovation. It's about survival. Ubisoft is mortgaging its its future to stay alive in the present. The company's founding Guillemot family, if I said that correctly, if I didn't, I apologize, long resistant to a full takeover, is now effectively conceding power, piece by piece. Tencent, for its part, is getting exactly what it wants: deeper access to Western gaming IPs, stronger positioning in live service ecosystems, and long-term revenue potential, all for the price of bailing out a company that no longer has the strength to stand on its own. You know, the crazy thing is with Tencent is, if they actually, which I strongly believe that they're going to do it, is if they were to really restore this company. I mean, coming out with banger games, under Far Cry, Assassin's Creed. Even if they made another Assassin's Creed Shadows, but the correct way, I guess you'd say, that people would like, and like Rainbow Six, things like that. Honestly, I think those games right there would really build this game back up. But the thing is, people would know it as a Tencent game, not a Ubisoft game, because I can already see what people are going to say about it. You guys can quote me on this now. People are going to be like, see, Ubisoft, this is what you guys should have been doing. And it's sad that Tencent has to do that for you guys. It's crazy. It's just the most insane thing to see. I wish that didn't have to come to that, but it's just like, how many times, it's like that part from SpongeBob when the guy's like, how many times we gotta tell you, old man? Like that thing. That's what it seems like with Ubisoft. Ubisoft calls it a transformational strategic move, but in reality, it's just the next stage in a long, slow fall. A once proud publisher now resembles a zombie kept on life support by overseas capital, staggering toward a future that looks more like consolidation or liquidation than reinvention. If Assassin's Creed Shadows was supposed to mark a comeback, which they have said before, the numbers and the desperation make one thing painfully clear: this isn't a comeback, it's a cover-up. And that's true. And then they said, how do you feel about Ubisoft and Tencent deepening their relationship? Sound off in the comments and let us know. Well, here's the thing. Is anybody in the comments? Ooh. So they got comments down here. Let's read them all. Well, actually, it's just two people, but let's see. I have to admit, I was wrong. I thought Tencent would abandon Ubisoft to push Chinese IPs when it became clear the latter was dying. Instead, they're doubling down on investing in them. I seriously doubt it's going to pay off given the state of the entire video game industry, though more like it's going to be another catastrophic failure for the French developer and a task write-off for the Chinese firm. Probably. Let me guess, the new company belongs to the Guillemot family and part to Tencent. So if they're kicked out of Ubisoft, they'll declare the subsidiary as independent and declare themselves as the owners of the most profitable IPs. Matt Lemming said, no, it's a literal shell company. Ubisoft is using it as an attempt to attract buyers who want to license games based on their IPs, with the added bonus that since it's technically a new company, quote unquote, that's holding licensing rights, it's not in debt like the parent company is and won't scare off potential customers. The problem I see is who wants to take the offer? Right now, nobody has expressed interest, and the last time anyone did, the result was abysmal failure. Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Oof. Plus, if the main company goes under, so does this one because they're not technically an independent entity, just an extension. That's what I was saying too. Like if Ubisoft were to just go down completely, like this company would go down too, right? Which means the IPs would go down as well, unless another company were to claim the IPs. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, dude, this is insane because like, and my thing is, I love Ubisoft. Like when they announced XDefiant, I was excited because I'm like, it's a arcade shooter and they're focused on the arcade style arena shooters, which I really enjoy. It didn't have battle royales in it. I know there's people that enjoy battle royales and love battle royales, but battle royales don't need to be in every single FPS game. I just have to say it there, right? But the thing is, the game didn't receive enough support from their company itself, and there's just a lot of issues, as we know the state of it now, where things are just completely horrible. I think what's going to happen with this company, with Tencent involved, there's going to get to a point where people are going to be laid off, and I mean, it's going to be a massive layoff. Like a massive layoff. There's a lot of fluff, a lot of bloat that's going on in these companies. And I know with Tencent, they're going to be like, we got to trim the fat. You know what I'm saying? What does this position do? Doesn't pertain to really much video games. Get it out. Things like that. Like, I think people are willing to look at Tencent and be like, you know, this could be a possible chance, like for them to help a company like Ubisoft, because I mean, Game Science didn't have any issues or anything. They were just making the game. But they got backed up by Tencent. Like Tencent gave them some more money. Like, yo, this looks good and everything. We want to put some money into this too. So then they did. And you guys already know, like that game was well received. So with Tencent being here, me personally, I think that we could get some really good games because they know the bullshit that's going to be like that they're going to cut out. And we all know the bullshit that's going to be cut out. They're going to be like, oh, they want to put this. No, you don't even try to put that in there. No, this game is about being an assassin and you want to put like things like this in here. No, get it out. Get it out. That doesn't align. Things like that. Look at Marvel Rivals. Like, I don't know if Tencent was backed by that. If Tencent did back them up or if I'm not sure. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. So it's NetEase and Tencent. Yeah. So they're going to be like, yeah, they're like, we're going to listen to our players and everything. Because if you guys didn't hear about that, like there's supposed to be a whole bunch of stuff that was going on with Marvel Rivals and they listened to the player base. Player base was like, no, we don't want, it was the rank reset. Like, we don't want a rank reset. They're like, okay. The player base said they don't want a rank reset. We're getting rid of that. Everybody keeps a rank. So they listen to their player base, which I think Tencent, they're going to be doing this. And with Ubisoft, they might be like, well, we want to, it's like, no, because now Tencent has 25% of the company, which means they have more of a say into this. So, and also they fronted them money to help them out a little bit with their, with their like little bit of destruction. I'll go more into this, which I saw was very interesting. I was watching people's streams and something came up and there was a game called Schedule 1. And I guess it's like you're a drug dealer or something, like you're a nobody that becomes a kingpin or something like that. But the crazy thing is, looking at Assassin's Creed Shadows that has 30,000 players in game, or if you can even look here on SteamDB, right now 23,000, 24,000 roughly, right? Well, let's say we can just go with the other numbers. Well, this one, 30,000. But like this game that just came out has 82,000 players, which is insane. And this is from it's from an indie dev. I think it's like one person that made the game. And I'm just saying, these indie games are popping off. People are just is being well received. People are like, dude, it's funny. Even that Yasuke simulator game that somebody made, they're like, clearly it's a meme, but it was still, people were still like you're like, this is a well received game, things like that. So it's just crazy to see like people losing their minds over this, like people losing their minds over like disagreeing with Assassin's Creed, and like those that are like defending Assassin's Creed. I understand you like the series and everything, but don't go crazy and like trying to threaten people's lives and everything like that. Also, the other thing is with Assassin's Creed as well, I did see like they have like a whole like firm for people that are threatening and stuff, like threatening employees and everything like that, that they can hit them with a lawsuit and stuff. I understand, because there's some people that are crazy that try to do death threats to staff, which is totally understandable. But if people get hit with a lawsuit just for like giving their honest opinion about the game, that would be a very weak move to do. That would be messed up. So the reason why I've had these other tabs pulled up, because I want to say, like, I want to explain to you guys, like, the reason why I love playing Ubisoft games. It's not like my love how it was years ago with like the Ghost Recon series, the Rainbow Six games. Like, I mean, I'm talking about when it was Rainbow Six Vegas and everything, right? I talked about this game here, Skull and Bones. We all know Skull and Bones ain't doing so hot. The game that was self-claimed a quadruple A game. I will say this, my 2 cents about this game was when they first released the game, or when they did the beta, they should have had it limited to a certain extent of the campaign. They didn't. I beat the campaign while I played the closed beta. When the game fully came out, it was pretty much like, well, what's the point of playing the game now? I guess I can get a cool ship now. I can go up more of a higher rank and get a cool ship, but that was pretty much it. I stopped playing the game for like a few months. I came back. This is when my PC, I was waiting for like stuff on my for my new PC, and I was streaming on my Xbox. Mind you, we had some good viewership. We actually did. Let's see. So this is like the craziest thing ever. Games I play that done well, minus Destiny 2 and Just Chatting, like the top 3 game, the top 3 games, 2 of them are Ubisoft games. One's X-Defiant that I had the max viewers of 499, which I can't remember when that was. And then I had Skull and Bones, which was 115 people. When it came to Destiny 2, it was just doing raids and stuff. That was pretty much it. But like, yeah, all these other games that I've played, it's insane. It's just completely insane. Division 2, I've had a good time on too. And here's the thing, Skull and Bones. This is how many people are playing. 74 players right now are playing the game. It is insane to see. Division 2, people are still playing this game. Honestly, I'm surprised that they still update this game. They're still doing updates, pushing updates and everything like that to the game. They just did an anniversary where it was like times 5 XP and everything like that, which I thought was really cool. They did an anniversary where if you logged in, you got I think it was a cool backpack that you got. But yeah, they got 2,000, almost 3,000 players right now. And in Rainbow Six, you got 76,000 because, you know, you got competitions, things like that. So, and again, with these numbers, these are just only on Steam. We don't know about Ubisoft numbers. We don't know about PlayStation numbers, and we don't know about Xbox numbers. I'm not sure if they were on any other type of platform as well, but we don't know those numbers. We only know Steam numbers. So all I can say is I love these games. I enjoy them. Skull and Bones, I had to wait a while for their content to be put out. Oh, this is what I want to say. Overall, not with Rainbow Six and not with Division 2, because Division 2 is, you know, it's whatever. They've been putting out content and stuff. What happened is when it comes to these games where I'm thinking about, and this is the last thing I'll say, is when it comes to like lately, when it comes to Ubisoft games, it just seems like not enough content is being put out. It happened with the X-Defiant. Not enough content was being put out, and that's what made a lot of people leave, on top of the whole desync issues and netcode and things like that. Not enough content was coming out. Skull and Bones, not enough content was out. But then once you wait, like if you wait a while, I'm not saying you should, but when you wait a while, a whole bunch of content comes in, and then it's like, wow, I have a lot of stuff that I can do, a lot of stuff that I need to do. And then the game slightly becomes fun again until you complete all that content and you get all the content that you needed. Then it goes back to, you know, being dormant, I guess, being flat, you know, type of thing. So my thing is, they just need to have a steady flow of content that's coming out. Every game is different, I know, because with Skull and Bones, yeah, they pushed some stuff, but it was like not enough. And also they just released it on Steam. It was a few months ago, I know that for sure. Yeah, but they released it. They released it on Steam like a few months ago, or September. That's when they released it on Steam. And then X-Defiant never made it to Steam. They never made it to Steam. They just kept it on Ubisoft launcher, which I disagree with. They shouldn't have kept it on the Ubisoft Connect launcher. They should have put it on Steam as well, because not everybody's gonna want to download Ubisoft Connect just to play the game, you know, things like that. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. So all I'm saying is, what they should do is when the game's about to come out, or the next game that they're working on, make sure that they have, I'm one to say this, make sure that they have at least 2 years worth of content backed up, and just throw that out. Throw it out there. Why? Because that gives you time, and it make sure it's good quality content. Make sure it's tested and everything too. But make sure you have that, right? So then when the game is out and players have that content and everything and they're enjoying it, they got, I don't know how many hours you want to say, or days or weeks, months, years, I don't know, of that content that they can play. You can already start cooking up some other content and not have to worry about that. You may have to break a team off to, like, you know, make some adjustments on that content maybe. If something's like too hard or too easy or whatever, understandable. But then you have the rest of the team that is working on this other piece of content. So that's all I have when it comes to Ubisoft. Again, this weekend I will be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I might be doing the live stream and everything before this video even comes out. But I still got to edit this video, and I'm very rusty on my editing skills and everything, and I don't know how this one's gonna look anyway. So that's all I got for this video right here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me and everything. I'm glad I kept some of you guys updated. I try to keep everybody updated on YouTube with the posts and also on Twitter and everything like that. But we're slowly coming back. I'm looking at more articles and things like that that are interesting that I'm trying to tackle on. On top of that, there's some content I want to do, like gaming and like talking about games, or gaming and talking about some stuff. I want to dabble back into that too, because right now EA with Battlefield 2042, which some people may not agree with, they have a new mode in there where it's kind of like you're playing Rush, but it's with but it's like going against bots, and these bots are hard. Like, they hit hard and you die easily. You have like a very limited amount of lives. So that one seems kind of interesting. And then on top of that, I still got the video where I need to explain about what's going on with the PC, or what happened with the PC. So yeah, it's gonna take some time, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And if you guys made it this far in the video, I strongly and deeply appreciate it. Even if you clicked on the video and watched like the first, I don't know, 5 minutes of it, I deeply appreciate it either way. So thank you guys so much for this, and comment down below what you guys think about the whole thing with Ubisoft. What is your guys' take? Because I would love to see that in the comments. So but that's it for me. It's Alpha Channel. I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace. I wonder how this mic sounded.